A client will often come to us with a flawed strategy, or more commonly, just a tactic, right? Some people come to us and say, we need a website, we need a 3-minute video, we need you to write a press release. But a vendor or a supplier will say yes immediately. They will take the order, they will execute the tactic, and then they send the bill, right? And when it actually fails to solve the real problem, they will blame the client's brief, right? Now, we actually see this as a strategic malpractice, and it is the equivalent of a surgeon agreeing to operate based on a patient's self-diagnosis, right? And it is a failure of expertise, right? It is a failure of partnership, right? And this is why at Mohgix, we have a non-negotiable protocol which states that we will not execute on a flawed strategy. We will not build on a broken foundation. Yes, we need to maintain this protocol just so that it protects the identity of the cinematic strategist, right? So as a cinematic strategist, this is the message you're getting from the architect himself. Do not operate from a flawed strategy. Do not build on a broken foundation. Do not take orders from a client's self-diagnosis. Do not. Never. Never, ever. Now, our work begins before the brief. It begins with a diagnosis. It begins with a diagnostic consultation, right? And this is where we, as cinematic strategists, we deploy our own intelligence protocols to get the real answers. Now, what is the true objective? Who is the counsel? Who is the counsel? Who are you trying, or who are you really trying to convince? You as a cinematic strategist, who are you really trying to convince? Right? What is the strategic void? What is the strategic void that is causing the problem? What is the proof we have to anchor our argument? Now, these are questions that you ask during the diagnostic consultation. These are the intelligence protocols to get the real answers that you deploy. So, our briefing protocol is not a form to be filled out. It is an intelligence gathering operation. It is the most critical phase of the entire engagement, right? And it is where we de-risk the entire investment for the client. And only a supplier will execute on a flawed strategy because it is easier. But a partner, a peer, a cinematic strategist, an apex generalist has the courage and the obligation to reject it. And you, as the cinematic strategist, by the power vested in me as the architect, you have the right, you are given the right and the authority to reject a flawed strategy or a broken foundation. We are not here to take orders. We are not here to take your order. We are here to ensure that you get the outcome you are paying for. And that begins with the correct diagnosis. Because guess what? You don't tell an architect how to do his job. Now I mean an architect in the sense of in the definition of what it means to be an architect. You don't tell them how to do their job because you believe, especially an architect who is meant to build a house that you and your family are going to live in for the rest of your life. You trust them. You only let them know what your vision is, and you trust their expertise. And when you come to them with a problem, they ask questions, they diagnose before the foundation is actually laid, before the building or the construction goes ahead. So, as a cinematic strategist, you are prohibited from working on a flawed strategy. You are prohibited, you are hereby prohibited from building on a broken foundation. So, no engagement should occur. No execution should occur before before conducting a diagnostic consultation. Now, this is to protect the identity and the value the identity of the cinematic strategist that you are.